Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you all an update to my Cardfight Vanguard Lissia Fell deck profile for post-Omniscient Awakening. One of the last decks I'll be updating for the Omniscient Awakening booster set because we have the Drag Genesis set coming out this month with plenty of new deck profiles to look forward to, but still didn't want to forget the added support given to the Destined One of Supremacy, Lissia Fell, and the added support to help the overall playstyle of this Majesty Lord Blaster-like deck, focusing on setting up cards in the Soul of the Vanguard to gain additional card abilities, especially with the Divine Skill, giving your Vanguard a permanent power and critical gain for the rest of the fight. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So we'll go ahead and start off with the Ride deck. For the Ride deck, we have our energy generator as usual. Our grade 0 is Lucent Sweet Millies. When wrote upon, if you went second, draw a card. Our grade 1 is Coolest Glance Vilia. When wrote upon by Mature Lures Ludica, draw a card. Choose a card from your rear or hand, put it into the soul. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets +5 until end of turn. So the added power boost thanks to this card, with our grade 2 being the Mature Lures Ludica. When wrote upon by grade 3 with Lissia Fell and its card name, you can counter +1 or energy blast 3 to draw a card and soul charge 1, setting up more cards in your soul, but also making use of the energy blast ability in the deck to give us more cards in our hand to use as well, with our grade 3 being the Destined One of Supremacy, Lissia Fell, along with the copy we run in the Ride deck. We're also running 3 additional copies in the main deck as well, with this card having the Vanguard ability of once per turn, when this unit attacks while not boosted, you can energy blast 3 and put 2 or more rear guards into the soul. This unit gets drive +1 till end of turn. If it gets +5 until end of turn for each card put into the soul for this cost, with its divine skill being at the end of the battle, this unit attacked a grade 3 or greater unit. If your soul has 6 or more cards, counter +1, stand this unit, gets drive -2 until end of turn. Until the end of this fight, all of your Vanguards with Lissia Fell in their card name get +5 power and critical +1. It's active on your opponent's turn 2, making it an 18k unit for your opponent to get over. So just a little bit more of an additional guard that they have to make use of as well against your opponent. So very, very useful for the restand power, but then that permanent +5 and critical and the additional drive +1 all come together very, very well for a fun added pressure Lyrical Monasterio deck. We're also running the 4 copies of Charmy Present Amphi for the grade 3 lineup. When placed on rear guard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Lissia Fell's card name, counter +1, draw a card and it gets +5 power till end of turn. So added pressure with this grade 3 as well. And when it's put into the soul from rear guard by the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Lissia Fell's card name, choose one of your Vanguards and it gets +5 till end of turn, and giving added power as one of the potential cards you definitely want to put into the soul thanks to your Vanguard as well. So very, very useful for the added power that this card can provide, thanks to that. And another grade 3 that helps with the soul build-up in the deck, being Starry Witchcraft Roseanne. On rear guard, when this unit attacks a grade 3 or Vanguard, put a card from hand into the soul. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Choose a card from among them, put it into the hand, and put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order. Giving you cards in your hand as well by just putting a card from hand into the soul can help to sift through some of the cards from the top of your deck, giving you potential cards to use later on for better draw power than some of the ones you may have in your hand also. For the grade 2s, running 4 copies of Brilliance Restage Albelina. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Lissia Fell's card name, it gets +5,000 power. And on the rear guard, once per turn, when your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Lissia Fell and its card name attacks, if your front row has no other rear guards, counter +1, stand this unit. And if your opponent's Vanguard's grade 3 or greater, it gets +10 till end of turn. So this makes it so you can have an additional attack with one of your rear guards, since the other rear guard, since you have to control no other rear guards in the front row, were being put into the soul by your Vanguard's ability, making it so you can then restand your Abelina as the additional attack on top of your Vanguard's own restand as well. For the new grade 2, we are running in the deck 3 copies of Weaving Thoughts Together, Sky and Cole. With this card, when it's put into the rear guard by the soul of the ability of your grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Lissia Fell's card name, you may put this card into your hand. So if you have the needed cards in your soul for Lissia Fell's ability, you can use your Skankle to be able to place it back into your hand, because I would say one of the bigger weaknesses is just the lack of resources for you to consistently use Lissia Fell's ability each turn. So having this grade 1 as an added resource to be placed back into the hand definitely does come in handy for that. But one of the better cards to use for it is the new triple rare from the Omniscient Awakening set, and that is Clover Heart's Nilnea. When it's placed on rearguard, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard Lisciafael its card name, counter +1, choose a grade 2 or less normal unit with different card name from this unit without Sentinel from your soul, put in your hand, and you may soul charge 1. Once again, grabbing you another resource for the use of a counter +1, choosing that unit from your soul, placing it in the hand and giving you an additional soul charge, because once again you need at least the 2 rear guards to put into the soul. So if you just have this card as your only card, you can at least place Nilnea back onto the field, giving you the additional second unit to use to have the guaranteed Lissia Fell drive +1. We're also running the 4 copies of Sway with the Swings, Ballot Yell. When during the battle is boosted, if you have a grade 3 or Vanguard Lisciafael its card name, it gets +5 power, and when it's put into the soul from rearguard by the ability of your Vanguard Lisciafael its card name, draw a card. If you did not countercharge, you countercharge 1, because we do have some pretty counterblast heavy cards, including the new triple rare in the deck. So having a grade 1 that doesn't even have to boost the Vanguard, because once again you want to go unboosted with Lisciafael to give us a countercharge option. We also run the 3 copies of Blue-Haired Prodigy Resius, so we have another option for power to other units, since we're going to be placing cards from the rearguard into the soul. And this card will definitely take use of that ability by being able to give other units in this turn our Vanguard potentially, or the rearguard that hasn't even yet attacked thanks to this card, and then place this card in the soul for the use of our Vanguard. With the last of the grade 1s being 4 copies of Best Served Hot Warmia, not running Elementary Sanctitude in the deck, just so we have more or less added options for units to be able to be placed in the soul if need be. You don't want to really do it with a Sentinel, and if you wanted to, you could run 1 Elementary Sanctitude as just that one placeholder spot. We do have 1 order in the deck, just in the form of Call and Response. You play it with resting a rearguard. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them, call it to rearguard, put the rest on the bottom of the deck in any order, giving you added plays for more setup if you need that one specific rearguard to give you the setup needed for your Vanguard's full powered attack against your opponents. And then for the trigger lineup, we're going with the 8 critical, because on top of Lissia Fell's own critical and +5 power, it will come down to a situation where your opponent will definitely be guarding against your Vanguard attack, because 1 additional critical could spell danger for the 3 potential damage they'll have to take against you. So added pressure with our trigger lineup there, along with the 3 draw triggers for the added hand consistency and the additional +5k power that Baratois gives when on the guard circle. And then lastly, the 4 heals being Diva of Alteraxia, Georgina, for the added genericness. If you want to run any of the ability heals, you can replace them in this spot, but still, I'm a fan of just the generic lineup, with our over trigger being the Katrina, just fitting with the aesthetic of the Lissia Fell deck as well. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed. Like I said, wanted to update the last of the Destined 1 decks that received new support. There are a few other cards, I believe, for Alden that we can do an update for, so if you'd like to see that, definitely let me know down in the comments. But until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and Kira Qualia out.